The time is now 6:57 on this Monday morning, and here is what you need to know before you go. For updates in the firefight, fire personnel were hard at work again this past weekend containing the Sioux Fire south of the Echo Trail. Officials saying that downed trees from storms on Friday impacted that work, but their goals remain the same: to contain the flames and protect structures in the process. Governor Tim Walz will be in Ely later this morning talking with officials about the firefight. We'll bring you updates from that visit.
Dozens of families and community members gathered at the Duluth Angel of Hope in Leif Erikson Park Sunday afternoon, bringing picture frames and holding a candlelight vigil in remembrance of children and grandchildren that have passed away. The candlelight vigil is also held in December with the goal of giving Duluth community members support.
Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Madison's Common Council president spoke about the fatal police shooting of Corey Ruiz, calling for the arrest of the officer that shot the Wisconsin man on Wednesday. This is as protests continue in Madison. Madison's Common Council president called his death an execution.
Several states continue facing a large and growing outbreak of diarrhea caused by Cyclospora. The CDC says at least 41 states have reported cases of cyclosporiasis this season. The CDC urges people to avoid any recalled lettuce, wash fruits and vegetables thoroughly, and when possible, cook produce, since heat can kill the parasite.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that so far this year, 2,318 cases of measles have been identified. That is the most number of cases for the disease in 35 years, surpassing last year's total of 2,289. These rising numbers come as childhood vaccination rates continue to slide. According to the CDC, 93% of those infected with the disease are unvaccinated.